Good evening. Thank you for joining us today as we honor our students, faculty, and staff members who've passed away during the course of the academic year. This is a solemn occasion, but it's an important one for our campus. The service, which is the first of its kind, will become an annual tradition for our volunteer family members each spring. We will begin with a prayer from Deborah Oleshansky from the UTK Hillel Jewish Student Association. Please stand as Deborah joins us.
Master of mercy, the one who heals broken hearts, we cry out to you. Grant us the courage to endure what cannot be escaped, and help us go on without bitterness and despair. Grant us the wisdom to know that the goodness, companionship, and joy that our beloved family and friends brought to us will remain with us always. It survives because it is stronger than death. It remains as a permanent imprint upon our souls and lives forever in our hearts. May the impact of their lives continue to guide us. May it inspire us to bring kindness and understanding, generosity and mercy to all around us. May their memory serve as an eternal blessing in our lives. As we come together today in unity and shared experience, may we bring each other comfort and support. May we be sheltered and protected in mercy and strength. May we be blessed by the bonds of compassionate community, and may we all soon know the fullness of love, light, and peace. Amen.
Thank you, Deborah. Please be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce our Chancellor, Dr. Jimmy G. Cheek, for some words. Dr. Cheek.
Thank you very much, Vice Chancellor Carilli. I am honored to be part of this ceremony of remembrance this afternoon. Each member of the volunteer family makes a special and distinct contribution to our campus life. Some of the individuals we honor today were young men and young women in the very prime of their lives. Our other honorees had dedicated most of their lives to the university. We all share a common bond as volunteers. We share the rich experiences of learning, teaching, and working on this campus. Tonight, we honor those who are currently employed, are enrolled as students by reading their names and lighting a candle in their honor. We have partnered with the University of Tennessee Gardens to create a lasting tribute to each person through a planting of a new spring perennial. A small plaque in the garden will mark this planting. Tonight, we have some of the plants for each of the families to plant in their home garden. You can see those displayed over there. We also want to honor other retirees and alumni who have recently passed away. We have recently lost several longtime faculty and staff members, such as Dwight Teeter and Kelly Leitner, who served many years in the College of Communication and Information, and Jewel Johnson, who worked 28 years in the English department before retiring. There are so many more, but unfortunately we do not have a good way to track them once they leave the university. We do not want to omit anyone from this ceremony, so we have placed a flower arrangement in the front as a tribute to retirees and alumni, and you see those flowers over there. We encourage you to memorialize these friends and our colleagues too. Please light a candle, and after the ceremony, take a flower to honor their memory. Now please stand as we begin the candle lighting ceremony. So if you would please stand, please. And I would invite Kelsey Keny, this year's student body president, and Mary Lucal, interim vice chancellor, interim assistant vice chancellor for human resources, to the podium. They will read the names as we pay tribute to each of these individuals. Once we have read all the names and the candles are lit, we will observe a moment of silence.
We have lost 3 faculty and staff this year. George Gushon, Distinguished Professor of Chemistry; John Gardner Carnes, Athletics Pharmacist; and Norbert Tenard, Research Professor and Director for the Center for Environmental Biotechnology.
We have lost 13 undergraduate and graduate students this year. I will read their names and their areas of study. Zanon on Materials Science and Engineering. Dylan Boswell, English. Logan Brown, Arts and Sciences. John Childress, Civil Engineering. Gavin Duncan, Civil Engineering. Jonathan Hairston, Anthropology. Katie Hopkins, Communication Studies. Sean Carl, Finance. Ingrid Paulo Narvaez, Electrical Engineering and Computer Science. Brittany Skyberg, Chemistry. Christopher Stover, Nuclear Engineering. Brett Waldorf, Accounting. And Joe Dylan Warwick, Mathematics.
Dr. Marilyn Kallet, a longtime member of our English faculty and celebrated poet, has composed an original work for our ceremony, which she will now share with us. After she concludes, we will extinguish our candles, if we can keep them lit.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for including me. It's an honor. This is called Saying Goodbye for our UT family. Dylan, Logan, Zenon, and John, we remember you in the early dusk of your passing, in the candlelight of your names. Gavin, Jonathan, and Katie, we enfold you in our litany. Recall the children you just were. Envision you in the fields where you played. Sean, Ingrid, and Brittany Lynn, we imagine you will still come in when called. Christopher, Brett, and Joseph Dillon, your names summon us to you. Inhabit our breaths and memories. We remember you in the names your parents lovingly chose. Some of our teachers and staff are also gone too soon. John, George, John Fisher, and Gid. We remember you in the lives you transformed. Anthony, Donald, and John Gardner. We remember you in the rich lessons of your voices, in the classrooms you enlivened. Jewel, your name evokes your pricelessness, your generous spirit. Kelly, we remember you in spring breezes that wrap us lightly like scarves. Dwight, Norbert, we have become stewards of your memory. We remember you in the hopes that you championed for your students. We think of you at night retreats and the sun grows. As Paul Eluard sang, even when we sleep, we watch over one another. And this love, heavier than the ripe fruit of a lake, without laughter, without tears, has lasted forever, day after day, night after us. Thank you.
While we are certainly appreciative of the fine weather we have today, it's proven a bit difficult to get your candle lit. So if you would, just take your candle home with you as a memory of our occasion today. Thank you so much for being here tonight and for sharing in this special time. I would like to thank Oleshansky Hamoff, our graduate student from the School of Music, who's providing our music. As we conclude the program, I'd like to ask Michaela Lawrence Jeffery of the Adventist Christian Fellowship to come forward to read a prayer. After the prayer, we will be dismissed.
Almighty, I had a great plan, but you know, and in your knowledge I rest. Your heart is open and filled deeply with love for all people. You fill even in grief. I will wait for you. You say, be not afraid. Creator of all, you have mercy and joy. No love is deeper than our Creator's love, mercy, wisdom, and peace for all humankind. Alleluia, alleluia, alleluia. Amen.